in many places across Africa, there is this system that is really it's unfavorable, we'll call it, because it's not working. Sorry to
Yeah,
use
it's
the
not
word
working.
that is not
Yeah,
working. You
it's
know?
true. It's not working.
Okay. So do you think the complaint by the Camerooners abroad, because I do know some of them too, because we are here in the diaspora, we are here together, we know what we are going through here. Our life is not
Mm,
easy here too. We really sometimes go through torture. So that at a point we say, I wish I was at home. Also because we know what is
yeah,
going on at home,
yeah,
because we have friends and family at home. So it's not like
yeah.
we don't know what is going on. We do know what is
Mm,
going on too. Okay, we do know a little bit what is going on. Do
mm-hmm.
you think the complaint by the Camerooners abroad is legitimate? This is your opinion.
Yes, I think so much. I think it's legitimate. I think some of the complaints are legitimate, of course. For example, I'll just give a recent example we have in Cameroon. We've had the problem of the process of passports. Okay, we the process of having a passport, especially if you're out there, is a little bit long, and it's but normal because by the time you apply for a passport and it comes, back to Cameroon, or the how whatever the means, the process it's used to be established, uh, it's quite long. So recently, we have the head of national security who handles passport issues. The process had to be modified, okay, because of a lot of complaints. The process had to be modified, and now a Cameroonian passport that you could have, maybe that which could take about, let's say, 3 months. Now we have 24 hours, okay, which is it's a milestone for us. And we've had so many positive reviews from this decision that was taken by the Cameroon government. Now we have many people in the diaspora who are so happy because they've been crying for so long, and now a response has been brought, forward regarding their complaints. So it's legitimate, but like I said earlier, change is progressive. Okay, it might be slow in some instances, but it will certainly come. So I think it's that persevering nature which it's not easy to go through. That's it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm really very happy of the idea that you said 24 hour. Do you mean, I don't think I get that very well. You mean somebody apply for Cameroonian passport in 24 hour, they get it?
Yeah, yeah, and the process too has also changed. At first, we had a lot of paperwork that was done, but now you just go online and you do what you have to do, and yeah, and now the only thing that you do basically physically is your fingerprints, and yeah, so the process has really been simplified. So it's done basically online, which is a huge. I'm telling you, it's a milestone for us. It's a good step.
That we must learn from that, because we in Nigeria, we Nigerians actually that are abroad especially, we do suffer a lot in terms of our passport. In fact, even though the Nigerian Passport Authority, the government, know that it is a pay on the backside, they haven't really
Mm,
done very much in those areas. We still go to the embassies, we see the people queue up.
yeah.
It's really very tough for a lot of Nigerians abroad. And to the fact that they have to even make it 5 years. But passport usually is 10 years in many other clients. But in
Yes,
Nigeria,
ours is also 5 years. Ours is 5 years.
but why is it 5 years? So that they can come next time to renew it, so that they can pay more, or what is the reason?
No, I don't know, because personally I've also asked the question why. Because for us, our national ID cards, the validity is 10 years. Okay. But now for the passport, it's 5 years. I've been asking myself, why would the government not make passports 10 years, just like the ID card is 10 years? I don't know. I really don't know the reason why it's 5 years.
All right. Maybe they know something that we don't know. That is
That we don't
okay.
know, of course.
Then you said also that sometimes some of these brothers abroad, they complain also of the long stay of the president, Paul Biya. Well, maybe because here too, I don't know too. Maybe because he's so good, he's doing everything that the Cameroonian want him to do. That is why he's there. I don't know if you have opinion to express on that, because I don't have any explanation for it.
Just like I mentioned earlier, when the people choose, the people have chosen. Okay, so I think that's the response I can give to this answer, because people complain. Okay, people complain, but when elections, go through, he wins. So the people have chosen. I think that's what
He
I can
wins.
say.
What kind of
Yeah,
win is that? He always win. Okay. All right.
yeah,
You are a Cameroon, so maybe everybody is fine. Okay, of course, in democracy, anybody cannot be fine. But if there is a
yeah,
way that make a president to stay for more than 40 years in office, well, good luck, Cameroon. Good luck.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, tell
We
me.
need the law.
Okay, tell me something about the sensitization, because that is what I would be more interested in. Because we're talking about the youth, and they are the future generation. They are the future leaders. So, do you see them being groomed to become qualified? I mean, quality leader for Cameroon in the future? Because I don't think this president wants to stay for 200 years. I don't know if nature will even permit that, but someday Cameroon is going to have another president. Is it preparing
Mm.
for it? Are we preparing the people so that they can lead the country well?
Well, I think that, like I mentioned too, we have for the past like 3 years or so, we've had young people who've decided to join parliament and politics. So I think that the grooming should be done at individual levels too, because it all depends on the aspirations of individuals. If I'm not aspiring to become maybe a political leader or a president, I wouldn't work towards that. But if I'm aspiring to be that, then I should follow, the process. Maybe being in a party, leading a party, and then stepping in for elections and stuff like that. So I think that the youths are actually doing that, but it also depends how far they want to go. It also depends how far they want to go. So they are being
Yeah.
groomed. Yeah.
Okay. Let's hope that they are big groom and they are going to become quality leader for tomorrow, because that is our
Yeah.
interest. The old one, basically they have failed us. No, we cannot deny that. So we hope that we don't fail ourselves by not preparing the future generation. That is that
Yeah.
is that is why we are clamoring for better leadership for tomorrow, not for today. This one is
Yeah.
already gone. We are the fucked
Yeah.
up
And that's why
generation.
I think that's why at every field, at every domain, leaders are supposed to be built. And that's also the reason why we encourage students and youth leaders to develop leadership skills, because it's not automatic, you know to become a leader tomorrow and to lead well. I don't think it's automatic. You need to invest in yourself. You need to build your skills. So, and it starts from a lower age. If we can have that start from a lower age, and not at maybe at an older, when you're already old, that's when you're thinking of, hey, how do I lead people and stuff like that. If you can start it from the secondary schools or the primary schools, telling them, hey, tomorrow you can be the president of the country. So you need to build some skills. This is how a leader does. This is what a leader is supposed to do and stuff like that. I think it's also one of the things we do here in Cameroon, which is commendable.
And then we'll be talking about education, and that will take us another rabbit hole. It's okay, we don't even want to go there because that might be really challenging. All right, now, Sophie,
Yeah.
what kind of change would you like to see in Cameroon? We are moving towards the end of the podcast.
Okay. The kind of change I want to see in Cameroon, as someone who is passionate about youth development, seeing young people develop their skills and understanding their potentials, making use of their talents, I would like to see young people who are open-minded. Okay, my focus, my aim, my prayer, of course, is to see young Cameroonians who are open-minded, who are ready to invest in themselves, not those who are just, because most of our young people now, they want instant gratification. Okay, they want to have money instantly, which is something that is not really feasible and not advisable, of course, because that will take you to somewhere else. So the change I want to see is the young people who have an open mind and who are ready to invest in themselves, no matter what it takes. Meaning that even if it takes you 10 years, which, well, 10 years is so much, but if it takes you so much time to invest in yourself and then you see the results later, that's the kind of, young person I want to see, the kind of people I want to see. So that's a change. For me, that's a change. Because once that is touched, I think every other domain will be affected positively. So that's the kind of change I would like to see in Cameroon.
And that kind of change is a responsibility for a lot of people, including you and me, because
Yeah.
now a child that is just been born today do not even know what is happening in this world. That is why we need, that is why, okay, we are not going to talk about government today. That is why we need responsible government, because
Yeah, of
you need
course.
to, as a leader, you need to see the future. You need to help these children to see the future by preparing them. So to be able to have good children tomorrow, we need to prepare them today, because nothing natural just happen. It will not just happen. Maybe it happen in the forest, but in the human society,
Yeah,
children will not just become good by chance. We need to build them to become good. All
exactly.
right. All the thing that you do, Sophie, have to do with youth. You have to do with the future. Whether it is the model, the UN model,
Mhm,
the peace initiative
mhm,
organization that
mhm,
you are working in, it had to do with peaceful, a good society, and of course,
mhm.
in this we are talking about the. Now, how would you like to conclude this podcast? I want a message of yours, maybe to conclude it, maybe to the youth. I don't know, because that would be for me the central part in your project. So,
Mhm.
what would you want to tell them to conclude this podcast?
Okay. I would like to tell the youths that it's true, being in Africa, living in an African country nowadays, it's not an easy thing. But hey, we need resilient youths. We need young people who are determined that despite the way things, despite how challenging things might be, I can make it in Africa, of course. Even if I need to go out there, maybe it's not to, seek for greener pastures. I can make it in Cameroon, in Ghana, in Nigeria, wherever I am, I can make it. Okay. It just warrants, yes, of course, a lot of effort, which is not the same in other countries. So my encouragement to young people is that let's be open-minded, okay? Let's be ready to work. Let's be ready to invest in ourselves, and the rest will follow.
All right, that is Sophie Monono. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to have you today. It's a pleasure
Thank
on
you
my
so much.
part. Thank you.
It's an honor for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.